Majo John Madden in the big tunnel underneath the autopista. Up above me is the big superhighway that comes through this part of Mexico. I want to do a little entry about how we relate to our bodies and the body as a locus for personal and spiritual development. And what started me on this was I was walking. We go for a long walk, me and whatever dogs. This is Mufafa's the tan dog, and Jason is the black dog. Every morning we go probably about a mile out, another half a mile or so to a concrete bridge out there where I usually stop. So it's great for me, good exercise first thing in the morning before it gets hot. Great for them. Probably nobody has ever taken them for walks, but they got the concept right away and they love it. The body as a place to transcend our limitations. I studied with Sri Chinmoy early in my life, around my 30s, for 3 or 4 years, very intensively. And he believed in that, push the body. When I was a member of the Sri Chinmoy Meditation Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia, I was living in Nova Scotia, and we'd go down to Jamaica, Queens, New York to see the guru. He had us ride in the New York City bicycle marathon. Team of like 300 or 400 of us trained, and the New York City bicycle marathon was 24 hours around a 5-mile loop in Central Park. What a spectacular experience that was. And you'd ride until you couldn't ride anymore, pull into your pit stop, fall off the bike, maybe nap, just rest for a while, work on your cramps, and get back up. That was amazing. It was amazing. And at the celebration dinner at PS 42 in Jamaica, Queens, where we all gathered, he said, "Very good, boys and girls. Now we train for the New York City running marathon." Back in the day when you didn't have to qualify. So we did that. Yeah. And I was a runner already, and long distance runner, but nothing like that. Never had run a marathon. So that was another chance to really push my limits, find out I could do things I didn't know I could do. Recently in Tampico, I had to get gas for my broken down car. Got a 5-gallon gas can and half a mile from the car, and realized, shit, I forgot how much these weigh. I think I've just thrown them in the back of pickup trucks. I can't carry that back to the car. But I couldn't get a taxi. I had my big dog with me and a big gas can. No way I could get a taxi or a bus. So I did. So I carried it back and found, I thought I couldn't even lift this, but if I really focus, I can carry it 10, 20 yards, and then made a game out of extending that. I was over the moon happy by the time I got back. Like, wow, I thought I couldn't do that at all, but I could. Yeah. So, how we relate to our body. What got started? So I was walking down the road here, immersed in thoughts about whatever. Didn't even notice this young Mexican guy come up next to me. Maybe 30, 35 guy. And he was sweet, and really, I wasn't startled. Because I have no reason to be afraid of most anybody, but especially Mexicans. But he was really sweet, and he did this treading, like a cat movement, and he says, "That's the way you walk. That's the way you walk." And I said, "Suavemente, isn't it? Smooth." And it was such a great compliment. I mean, what more basic could somebody affirm you around than the way you walk, the way you are in your body? And it happened to me as a young man. I was probably 40, working at the Westside VA Hospital in Chicago. And Dan somebody was another psychologist, real sweet young guy. Hola, buenos dias. And he's coming to me from the other end of a tunnel in the VA hospital. And when he got up to me, he said, "You move like a wave." And that's always been one of the most memorable validations of my whole life, because it was about the way I inhabit my body. And back then I was a heady intellectual, a dancer always, but still so in my head. So to have my way of relating to my body affirmed so poetically by another guy. Jason, you just barely waltzed out of the way of that truck. He is so lackadaisical about trucks. Somehow he stays alive. He knows what he's doing. I've learned not to try to coach them, not to say, "Hey, get over here," because at the last moment, if they do what I'm saying, they're going the wrong way. They got to follow their own instinct. So the way they relate to their bodies and being in this world, they have an intelligence. So I guess that's the secret. Finding your own way in. Your own way in. I have taught people how to dance in 15 minutes. People who say, "No, I can't dance." 15 minutes, they're dancing like a champ. And the secret is, do your own movements. Don't do anything that looks like dancing. Don't do anything that other people will like. Just check it out. Try some things. How does this feel? How does this feel? Is this interesting? Maybe I'll do more of that. Yeah. I think it's a good time to shut up. Here we are, Central Mexico, going back into El Diamante. One more day, almost 2.5 months. It's just a little over 2 months we've been here. And it's always different. Somehow, that little town where nothing ever happens, it always manages to be different. Bye.